where is the intelligence trapped in organizations? You have to ask what is the process that your people are making still manually, and can AI automate that? If you figure that out, then if you adopt an AI native behaviors, where we do start? So it's an honor to be here with at FUELD conference with respect to the founders, technocrats, visionaries, people who are not just dreaming about building AI-powered solutions, but actually doing it. So this future is very simple if you understand what we are planning, what it really means to have an AI-powered enterprise. So I know we have had a lot of discussions last 2-3 years. We were concentrating more on bringing AI into technology stacks, business processes, as well as on your dynamics of your hardware infrastructure network. But what does it really mean to have an AI enterprise? So let's delve. I'm here not to give a speech, but to share the stories which I have fortunate enough to learn, observe, understand, and then help our customers with it. I met Aisha. This is head of operations. Last year, her job was very simple at an enterprise. Don't let anything break. This year, as you all might have experienced the same, every enterprise wants to be an AI-native enterprise or AI-first enterprise or an AI-powered enterprise. But then the board didn't tell her what it takes to make your enterprise an AI-native enterprise. Do you know what an AI-native enterprise nowadays look like? For anybody, probably like this. Are we wrong? I think this is what we talk about AI-native enterprise, right? This is what we understand about AI. GPTs, TPUs. We're not talking about only one pure concept. If it is dynamic systems or autonomous systems, or even deep learning. How many LLM models we have in the market as today? Anybody? Total, graph number. Yeah, even more than that. Open source, cloud source, right? So then, as we are spearheading very fast, if you see the growth we had in AI-powered tools, technologies, processes, algorithms, even the small language model. Now there is something you see, TPUs. That is a new in AI, and this is very immense possibilities. We're talking about quantum computing. We're talking about edge computing infrastructure. But then, is this enough to make your enterprise an AI-native enterprise or an AI-powered? So there are lots of technology, right? But then, if you see the statistics, what is happening in enterprises where companies have invested not millions, but billions of dollars in implementing AI in last 3 to 4 years. I'm not asking for a decade, just the cost spent in last 2 to 3 years. What will that amount to? Any guesses? And what does AI future look to you? What kind of revenue or potential business we are looking at? Let's have a look at this. We are not talking about billions. We are talking, as per the industry experts, we can generate 15 to 20 trillion dollars to the global economy by 2030. Not billions. We used to speak about billions, forecasts were on billions, but after AI, the forecast started to getting on trillions. Every year, generative AI alone, that's the number. So why does still it feels like chaos? Why we are not able to generate that? Why we are failing, take the big tech companies, big fours, anybody for that matter, the realization of the actual realization versus the potential outcome is very less. So there are reasons why probably we're not prepared. We are taking different approaches. Probably the enterprises, the processes, the tools we already have are in hand were not designed for AI. Probably this is the adoption reality, by the way. 74% of the companies struggle to scale to real AI value. Implementing a POC is fine, but when you try to scale it in an enterprise level, only 1 in AI, 1 in 4 projects meet expected ROI. We have seen in customers. Then 20% reach enterprise-wide scale. So if you say 74% companies struggling, that means you check the global number, it's pretty huge. Actually, believe me, we don't have an AI technology problem. We have enough technology, enough tools, enough processes in place. And we're building crazy. But then what is the core foundational problem which is not helping us to capitalize the potential benefit and outcome we could actually generate from AI alone? I think we have an AI operating problem. We build processes, tools for the legacy for last couple of decades, not anticipating what we want. We build processes ourselves. AI didn't build our Six Sigmas and 5S or any other best practices. We build it. We build the algorithms. We build the AI. And what do we expect from AI? Work like human. What actually we are obsessing right now in the industry, we are focusing more on GPUs, models, vendors, benchmark. Every enterprise, you pick any enterprise from any region in the globe, you will see what we are focusing. We are trying to say, okay, which AI is good for research? Which LLM model is cost effective? Can I switch to agentic framework or agents? So those are the kind of things we are actually obsessing over. But why AI is failing? Have you thought like what we are causing the failure of it? It's because when we plan AI implementation, we fail to understand the basic implementation and basic instinct of running an AI operation in an enterprise. Still, we are running it. So people and skills, processes and workflows are outdated. They are not designed in a way that human and AI can coexist together and implement it. Governance. You might have heard what kind of laws we are talking about in GCC, in India, USA, Europe. We're still drafting a lot of things. We are very new at this. For the governance, by the way, we keep hearing about news and instances of lack of trust or bypass of security, right? But then these are the key reasons what is impacting the failures and the success of an AI implementation in an enterprise. Integration and change management. There are a lot of factors in integration and change management because take a traditional company or any enterprise, any consulting company or any manufacturing industry where you have people with experience of 20, 30, 40 years. And suddenly you tell them that this is how is the new. So then where do they find themselves in the new of your enterprise? That is something we have to understand because there is a fear that we have a problem with AI. If I am an employee of an organization, I might think, okay, AI is here to replace me. That's the big, scary fear around the world, that AI is going to replace people. But then is it the right approach? Is it true? Enterprises truly will be successful if we replace humans with AI bots and machines. Is that the future we are trying to give to our next generation? Something to ponder upon. Let's talk about, what is the past, current, and how can we move forward. We talk about AI projects, AI-powered projects, the initiatives. Every year we keep hearing about a lot of different industry sectors. So, but what we are trying to do and versus what actually can make sense, what we as a company, as an organization have experienced working with consulting firms, technology firms, manufacturing, sports, and others across the world. So these are real stories which I will be sharing with you. A nervous system that connects your data, decisions, workflows. That's what probably makes sense. A layer which doesn't replace your CRM or ERP or HR, finance or governance, but sits on top of it. A layer where it allows humans and AI to co-decide. So you have to think co-pilot and autopilot as a mode rather than as a challenge. So how do we allow humans and AI work together in a given scenario? Are your workflows, are your processes, are your technology, are your systems built for that? You have to probably think about it. And when we are implementing AI in an organization, what is the outcome? Where is the learning that goes into the systems? See, you have people working in your organization who have the most experience. They have been working in your organization for a couple of decades. So the massive amount of experience data is lying in their head. And then you brought AI, which is trained on data models. So how do you bring the parity between data and experience? So that is something, how can we make it possible that AI can learn from the best in your organization, not from your service vendor who is providing you the data model? Compare a financial data modeling of a consulting company versus financial data modeling of a manufacturing company or an oil and gas. There are fundamental differences, we know when we work in those industries. Let's move on to the next level. Why, we have come up with something new. What is the idea behind AIX Hub? This is the first time I'm speaking about this product after 4 or 5 years. It's a native AI enterprise operating system for enterprises. It's not a tool. It's not a model. It's not a dashboard. It's an operating system for intelligence. How an AI enterprises think based on what our experience is with our customers, partners. We have to observe. First, it observes. It has to understand patterns, operations, risks, exceptions. It has to connect the dot. It has to wait, explain if something matters or not. Then humans and AI can co-decide as per with guardrails. With that, you will be able to learn. So what we're talking here about, the 4 fundamental core principles we can make AI implementation successful. If you allow AI systems to be integrated in your enterprise architecture data, and it can observe what you have been doing for last couple of decades, the processes, the policies, the experience that the people carry in their operational excellence. They do things without even knowing. When you're doing one job for 10 years at a stretch, repeatedly, you become the best of it. There is a proverb in a movie, they don't show me your 20,000 moves. I'm worried about a one move that you have practiced 20,000 times. Think about it. That is the real experience of enterprises life. How can I bring that experiences into this new AI world? It's allowing the AI to observe, to reason, to learn. Let's move on to next. Like what we have seen patterns. Every industry we have worked in last 2 years, and we are continuing to work with them. These are the 4 patterns, industries we want to talk about. That trivial knowledge, the knowledge which your employees have, it's scattered around. It's around processes, it's scattered around files, spreadsheets, Excel sheets, or any kind of, digital data, even manual data, non-digitized. Still we have that across government organizations. Still we have that in many process-oriented organizations. Then we have seen patterns about how we are going to, connect the dots. The fragmentation of data, the disparity of having multiple systems. Take an example of any organization which is 30, 40 years old. Not even a conglomerate. Same one business for 30, 40 years. Do you know how many systems on an average they use for all their operational needs? Minimum 8 to 10, minimum. In HR industry itself, what I've connected, it's on an average, it's 8 to 10 different systems to just manage the HR part of your company. So why, this matters. Even if you see sports and revenue. So this is basically the real examples, the pattern which we observe. In water utilities, what we have seen, 30% of United States water experts, people who will retire in next 5 years are the 30% of the total workforce. So when you have that kind of experts who have worked for 40, 50 years and they're leaving the organization, kind of knowledge. How do you transform that knowledge into intelligence and pass on to the next generation of workers? What is the process to do that? What are the steps organization can take to do that? Across finance and underwriting, you know the finance industry, be it insurance, be it BFSI, or any other finance insurances or in the sector. What are the complex decisions you have to take when you are working with multiple systems, multiple processes, actuarial science, based on insurance data, based on reasoning and government decisions, because you have to align with a lot of updates and changes in the policy level resolution which is happening across the world as of today. Sports revenue, what we have seen is that fragmented data. That's what we have seen across industry. In sports, what do? They have to get data for their potential revenue generation. They have to understand how they will be able to connect the dots. So what problems we have seen is that they didn't have a unified system. The fan base data, the ticketing data, the merchandise data, the government, the e-commerce data was lying in different systems, and they were using different softwares by different vendors, but they were not able to bring them under a unified solution. So that is the key, the pattern, what we have changed. So what AIX Hub did, AIX Hub changed that. It changed orchestration, replaced chaos. So this is the example which I was talking about, David, the water operator. So if he walks out, what happens to the image? Can we have AIX Hub EOS capture his invisible patterns, turn wisdom into actionable intelligence? What he did across the years, how he did. So normally you have a KT, knowledge transfer process, in every organization, be it any sector. You have a way, you have your rule book for knowledge transfer, KT, project transfer. So how does that help? But then are you really getting the intelligence of a 30 years experience in just a week or something? Is it possible, by the way? So AIX Hub US can change that for you. Same thing we have observed for HR and workforce management. What happened here is that, as I was explaining, HR systems, you have to manage 8 to 10 different systems, multiple tabs, zero unity. So what happened is that when you have that link between different systems, how you will facilitate the changes in the law, the compliances in different states are evolving, they're changing. So how do you help to mitigate that growth? Using system. So what it did, when AIX Hub EOS, you connect with all the systems, you were able to actually unified risk signals for employee. Audit trail recommendation into one screen. So what it did for Sarah is that she was able to understand the nuances, the pulse point of her organizational HR implementation, policies, procedures, as well as what is the way move forward. Same thing goes, I'm just sharing the actual use cases which we are working with our customers. Quinn, the steel planner, he's a genius, by the way. He has all the plans or the spreadsheets or the Excel sheets. He works, everything is on his mind. He works with different, legacy systems, modern systems, and, he take notes. So that's what he has been doing. So when you have this kind of expert running an organization, how can you help them deliver more within less stressed environment and helping them to point out? So for the steel industry, what I've seen, what is the path forward? What is the objective, forward for what I call, how do you predict it? Because he has data. If you connect that with an EOS system, you'll be able to predict the changes. You'll be able to mitigate the risk. So what we have done, we are not actually replacing Quinn in manufacturing company, still there, but then we are augmenting him. We're helping him to perform better. R1FC, the sports, fragmented data, I was explaining, decisions are in the dark. They don't know where the revenue is lying. They predict a 10 to 12% growth year on year, but it's a projection mapped in an Excel sheet. They didn't know how they will generate it because they don't know where is the potential revenue lying in the systems. Is it in the fan base data? It is in the e-commerce pool. Is it in the enterprise level data or in the CRM? And they use different tools for that. They do different legacy systems provided by tier 1 companies in the world. So what we've identified is that if you can bring those together in a clear, actionable intelligence, it would probably help them to identify where their revenue is lying. Let's talk about Michael, the underwriter. If anybody knows underwriting, anybody from insurance industry or finance, where you have processed this, you would know the pain, the kind of paperwork you need to go through for an underwriting. Not hundreds, sometimes it's thousands of pages, and it's very painstaking. So how do you explain decisions? Actuarial science, what is actuarial life sciences? How does insurance companies work? How do you evaluate policies? Life insurance policies, healthcare policies, medical. How do you process claims? What it does with AX have provided scenarios, risk views, and assessments based on competitive analysis of the historical data. Using the historical data, we are able to bring that one unified platform, and we are able to project that. So that's what is helping the underwriter. So how do you begin? Every other enterprises wants to begin their AI native journey. So how do you begin that? Is it that you want to run 10 pilots, 15, 20 pilot programs to understand how it impacts? Can we have a very risk-free, straightforward path where you discover just one high-value workflow? What is the most important operational need in your organization? If you can map that out, map the tools, data, and the humans rules end to end, which will be involved in that process. So pick a process, pick the people, pick the data, pick the tools. Then you design how AX Hub will observe. Because AX Hub has to observe, it has to understand, observe, reason, and then execute. And then it has a self-learning loop. So recommend and escalate. Then we deploy that in a pilot mode with clear governance. It's just a 100-day program. So that's how we have been doing. And then it has to prove that real outcomes. Because if we're implementing AI, even we're running 10 pilots or one pilot, we have to understand what is the potential revenue benefit for that. So this is where we have to be very cautious, so that we have to clearly design the path before even implementing. If we do that, we probably would have a very risk-free environment and then have a plan which can actually bring results rather than investing billions into trying to automate and take your entire organizations into the AI native world at one stretch. It's good if it works, but what happens if it doesn't work? And the statistics says that we are not great and that 72% have been failing. So this is a roadmap, what it looks like. So this is, I think, the topic. This is the world we are looking at. Co-workers to cobots. Even there is a panel discussion, I believe, tomorrow with respect to these topics. So what does it feel like when you have, cobots? When you think of cobots, do you think robots work, stepping in the room and then working like co-workers? Is that what we are looking for cobots? We want robots walk into the office, work with us. Frankly speaking, the current situation of the world is AI is not able to find even the printer in your office to connect and print something. So this is something, what we would expect from cobot. Show up every day. Work with me every day. That's what I would want. As a colleague who is governed, who is audited, who is compliant, SLA bound. That is the fundamental difference and the reasons for the failures and the escalations we are seeing in the world with respect to AI implementation. It's not governed by the company's policy procedures, the SOPs, the industry compliances, as well as the governance compliance framework of the region. That's where we have seen potential misuse of data, misuse of access, and with respect to AI implementation. So how do you make that happen? You cannot rely on a service provider's governance policies to make sure that your company's data will be protected because of that. So this is what, make and last. The job of AI should not be to replace your people. It should be to augment your people, to help them deliver more and help them focus what actually make sense for your organization. So what great AI native leaders are asking today, or what you should ask today in your organization when you think about taking an AI native decisions, if you're a founder, a CEO, or a policymaker, or a business head. Where is the intelligence trapped in your organizations? You have to ask, what is the process that your people are making still manually? And can AI automate that? If you figure that out, then if you adopt an AI native leaders, where we do start? First, you have to understand where is the intelligence lying, where is the manual processes. So pick the one which has most manual steps in the process. Once you have that, you can figure out a plan, a pilot program. A 100-day program that's what we call it. So when you have a 100-day program, you can understand, you can derive the financial, ROI of it. And then you just buy AI. Because what we're eventually doing as of today, everywhere, we're just buying AI, connecting, integrating, and we're expecting it to function as we want it. But then we have to go back to the design phase of it. Take 2 steps back to make sure that your next 100 steps are on the right direction and you are actually bringing real benefit and outcome to your organization. Actually, AI, do we expect AI to build the future for us, by the way? Anybody can, raise a hand and then I will allow you to share your feedback. What are we actually expecting from AI? And do you think AI will really build it for us? Yeah.
Okay, my name is Geeta Bhosle, and I work as a VP in a fintech startup. The slide where you showed the 5 steps, I think we tried doing the AI project for one of our use cases, and we failed at the 2nd step and the 4th step. So we failed miserably in the digitization of documents, which are like scanned or handwritten or other forms of documents. And the 4th step, where you say someone will validate the answer, no one stepped up to do that. So how do you solve that?
Okay. So basically, so can I go back to the slide for the 4 steps, right? 5th step. So basically on the 2nd step, digitization, you have to infuse your AI-enabled services and tools in the digitization step itself, where you define the data models. You have your data lying scattered around in different data models in the raw systems or source systems. Before you bring them in the AI fancy world, map your data models. Don't bring everything in. Map your data models. Keep your focus on the data rather than the AI. You can implement any kind of AI solutions. Once your data modeling is there, then you start infusing your digitized data into that according to the model. So when we're actually designing the 5 phase, we should not design it at step 1, step 2, and then we have to understand the narrative of all the 5 steps and then implement it through a cohesive framework. The framework is missing. The enterprise operating system, not for a software or for a hardware, it's for the enterprises that's missing. That's what we found Connect, that we are implementing AI just as an ad hoc tools. So that's what I think will help. And in the 5th step, you have to prove the outcome, not based on what you expect from AI to implement. You have to have the outcome driven and evaluated by your humans, your employees. Because with AIXR framework, you are actually implementing AI to work with the employees, not replacing them, not against them. So when you have tribal knowledge and experience of your employees and the superpower of AI, which doesn't sleep, it doesn't eat, rest, right? Can work 24/7 and provide that narrative to your employee in the next morning in the dashboard. So then your employee can actually take the decision we have. So augment them, not replace them. I'll just move. I think I'm almost done. So it can build the future with us, but we have to learn how to work with this. AI is not failing enterprises. We as the enterprises are failing AI. It has the power, it has the potential, but we should know how to use it. Imagine I'm giving a kid a Ferrari to drive in Dubai highway. So that's what we should be avoiding. So this is the intelligence layer which is empowering these industries. These are real use cases which I was giving you a narration about how we are building it. So this is one core but infinite solutions, and these are the solutions which I have shared few of them with respect to 5 examples. So I want to end this with something for you to ask yourselves that what is our next step? What each industry is looking to gain for AI enterprise? I mean, if you can, so this journey what we have taken will help us navigate and answer any questions. I'm there here for almost the next 3 days. Next 2 days. So I would love to meet young minds, entrepreneurs, founders, CXO executives who relate to this problem statement and would want to discuss a potential synergy between us. Thank you so much, everyone.